Wow.
So that's happened a lot. That just happened in Australia again.
Did you do it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so dumb, but I mean, it's like my thing is
write
like,
it really
why?
big.
Carrie, feelings on the Star Wars Christmas special?
It's the worst thing ever made.
Is it not the worst
But
thing
wait,
ever made?
it's so bad it's not even good. I mean,
No, no.
I actually did a favor for George because I couldn't get it.
Yeah.
I said, I will do the voiceover on this, thing, on some Star Wars thing. If you get me the Christmas special, because I think he took the.
Oh, he pretty much went out single-handedly, punched people in the face, and took
Art
it back.
Carney in the Death Star.
It was great. Come on. Hey, how about B. Arthur as the bartender?
Wait, come on. Wookiee Life Day. Okay.
Where they just spoke Wookiee for the first 10 minutes of this thing. You couldn't understand a word. There wasn't subtitles.
I got it, though. He gave it to me. I gave a party so that we could watch it.
Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not funny.
No,
I mean, it's so bad. Okay, it's funny for a second. But
although Jefferson Starship singing in the little thing was fantastic.
Well, it's so bad.
I got it at one of those Comic-Con
that
things.
shows you he did not know it was going to be a hit. No one in their right mind
would have tainted the movie itself with that
garbage.
I thought Han Solo was good, though, when he goes, I mean, Harrison said, he saved my skin more than a few times. I thought there was some good, powerful lines in there.
Yeah, like
in
that.
the whatchamacallit?
Yeah, it's just very funny how...
Well, and I sang that song.
Yes, you did. Now, there was a rumor you had maybe imbibed a little alcohol beforehand, or maybe some drugs before that.
There's always going to be those rumors, though, that I just was constantly staggering around. Mostly, I left my drug use for the weekend and after the shoot, because the dialogue you can't say sober. So I'm gonna get loaded, freeze up my mouth.
How's the partying these days?
I've used my coupon. We're out.
You're done.
Yeah. As far as I can tell.
Do you miss it?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes, absolutely. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
You said
so much fun.
Sometimes, but then it kind of stops being fun.
You start getting too many of those things where you think, I'm going to die. If you let me live through this, I won't do it anymore.
That was cocaine, by the way.
Thinks that.
I did that about
I'll have one of those.
8-9 times before it really went, okay.
Yeah, back in the 80s with cocaine was that.
You don't want
it. Was like,
I don't want to get...
I think I'm going to die. I think I'm really going to die
my heartbeat is...
Yeah, it's going to pop out of my chest.
Please let me live. If you let me, I promise to.
Yeah,
if you let me live to just do some more coke, I swear.
Yeah. No, and I did not... That's not a drug I really liked, so...
No? You liked a little more of the mellow stuff?
But the thing was, I liked painkillers.
Painkillers?
Wow. But and hallucinogens.
Oh, really? Hallucinogens?
Mind expanders and painkillers.
A little mescaline?
Worked the other way. LSD.
She went right for the LSD.
Wow.
Yeah.
How did you, what age were you when you first started?
LSD? I was in my 20s.
20s?
Yeah.
What about, the simplest thing, like a first drink or first joint or something like that? How old were you?
First joint. All of that was about 13 years old.
About 13?
Yeah.
And what did you have the kind of lifestyle where you weren't really being supervised? Was that kind of a thing?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Look who her parents were.
Oh, no, I
My
know.
father shot speed for 13 years, and he wasn't anywhere near, he wasn't around at all. And, my mom worked all the time.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Well, and we should get into that. Eddie Fisher is your father. Excuse me, and sorry for your loss, by the way.
I am too.
And Debbie Reynolds.
And Debbie Reynolds. And Eddie Fisher leaves Debbie Reynolds for Elizabeth Taylor. And that lasted a couple of weeks, right?
Pays for it for the rest of his life.
Wow.
How long were they together? Not long at all.
No, well, it's the same amount of time as my mother and him, 4 years.
4 years, okay. I didn't even think it was that long.
She converted for him, for my dad.
That Liz.
She went Jew.
Elizabeth Taylor went Jew, yes.
Wow.
Isn't that awesome?
That's awesome.
But the show is so much more than just, there's a little piece on Star Wars in it, but it was so much more interesting.
That's why I'm
the
getting
family stuff. It was really
that's why I'm getting
amazing.
the family thing.
Yeah.
Would you punch Elizabeth Taylor in the face if you could?
No,
if you saw her walking down the hall right now?
I let her push me in the pool.
Did you?
Mm-hmm. Basically, to show her, you can't hurt me now. No, but she did.
Liz Taylor, I thought I smelt your foul stench.
Yeah. No, she pushed me in the pool, and it was then my daughter thought she could do it all the time. But
she broke up the family, though.
I once gave her an award and thanked her for getting Eddie Fisher out of our house. But, you know,
that's why you got to watch this show on Sunday. I'm telling
it wasn't gonna. I don't think the marriage would have lasted anyway. And if it wasn't Elizabeth Taylor, it would have been somebody else.
Yeah.
My parents were not a good match, but you know, they made him into a villain. And
yeah, that's
you know,
one thing. He contributed.
He just kept doing shit like that. So
yeah,
and he loved the Asians.
Well, he loved the Asian women. By the end there, that became his.
Just showing you, I watched this thing. I didn't
want to lie.
Did your parents? I know your dad passed away like 3 months after this was shot. Did your parents both saw it and did they like it?
Oh, they were in it. If they came to the show, they'd get on stage, they'd sing, they'd do.
Yeah, because how long did you do it on the stage before HBO came to you?
Years.
It was years.
Yeah, I did it in L.A. and then I did it up in San Francisco where my father lived, and so I was there for months, and then just in a lot of cities in America.
I loved how you ended the thing, and I won't give that away. Your out was
very funny.
The thing.
The way you left it was.
I don't even want to give that away.
It was just very good.
I don't want to give too much of this away.
Now, did you growing up in a show business family? Did you want to get into it? Did you have a need? So now you didn't want to. And how did you end up getting?
Because the bigger trick would have been, you know, I didn't go into it. I just kind of stupidly stayed. There's something very passive about, you know.
You didn't want to be a little song and dance girl or anything like that?
First, it was what my parents did.
Mm-hmm. So it was kind of uncool?
It was definitely uncool, yes. Vegas.
You never want to do anything.
In Reno.
Especially then was like just...
No, and that was actually in my family, that's really was the rebellion, not the drugs, not doing my own nightclub.
Now, you don't mean the rebellion... You know.
The Star Wars.
I get confused when you talk sometimes like that.
No, who doesn't? No, but I didn't go. I watched my parents' careers just, you know, kind of fade, and I watched how painful that was for them, and they scramble to try to get back. Because there is no point in a career in show business where you just go, well, here I am at this point. Now I'm just going to kick back and relax. You got to scramble to get there, and then once you're there, you have to scramble to stay. Yeah. And there's no way to stay forever. You have to And then so we watch the pictures as people then become my age, and you get older and fatter and whatever it is. And it's a humiliating...
Isn't it almost a better to have loved and lost thing, though? It's like, well, you were there.
I'm not suggesting, you were there. But I'm just saying it's so not simple. I mean, I would rather have been in show... I would rather have done the writing. And yes, I like show business, like writing films.
A little more behind the scenes, a little more your own artistic...
Yeah, because I just didn't... The thing in front, and it just gets...
But then how did you get
crazy.
Princess Leia? With that type of...
I was brought...
With that lousy attitude.
Yeah, that's sort of what I was getting at.
Well, no,
I really didn't want to go into that business.
Me too.
Because that screwed you for the rest of your life, if that's how you really think.
The second film I did, the first film I did, I went with a friend of mine, George Firth. He brought me on the set of Shampoo. I met Warren Beatty. He said, okay.
I want to have sex with you.
Yes,
and then
of
what?
course.
Yeah, here's the part.
Right.
I shot one day. I was a virgin. And Warren told everyone in the crew, so if you watch that movie, I say want to fuck in it. They cut away from me so fast. The entire crew laughed at me. Anyway, so the next thing that happened was they started, I don't even know, like 6 months later, my mother's agent said, they're doing, you know, readings for Carrie, the horror film, and for this other film, this kind of science fiction thing, and no one gave a shit about that kind of stuff.
No.
And I went in and I read for it, and I got it.
Jeez.
Oh, shit.
And then I was in. But I read that script, and I would have done that script. Anybody would have. I mean, I read it out loud with a friend of mine, Miguel Ferrer. Han Solo was the part to play.
I love Miguel Ferrer. He's great.
Yeah, he was a friend of mine and so we read it out loud, and it was just like, and I do remember when I got the part, I was really excited. Not because it was a good part, but because I couldn't figure out how the hell they were going to make that thing happen.
Make it actually work. Yeah, because there wasn't any real precedent before that.
No precedent.
That you could,
no special effects, really.
But they had this stuff. It was written on the page.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a new show out about that ILM and all those guys talk about when they read it for the first time and how many shots.
Shit, we're going to have to do this?
Right. And it hadn't been done. And there was a thing in the script, the original script, they found me not in the, when they aren't you a little short to be a stormtrooper.
Yeah.
I was unconscious in the sort of underneath the Death Star, wherever the fuck, hanging upside down, unconscious with yellow eyes.
Holy shit.
Well, I thought, I want in on that. You know? Fucking 19 years old. Yeah. And the Wookiee was then supposed to take me and carry me underwater. We were having... Now, the guy that played the Wookiee, Peter Mayhew, had giant itis. He had no strength at all. And if he
was just
stood up
big.
really fast, he would,
We met him.
Yeah.
We feel like we're growing as a radio show because we only got the guys that were in the costumes of Star Wars until today.
Oh, well,
the whole crew came in. We had the short guy, the tall guy, the guy in between.
Oh, years ago, yeah. This is one of the anniversaries.
Yeah, they were promoting something. They came out as a group.
Well,
how about Carrie Fisher and
well,
Mark
there
Hamill
you
and
go. It shouldn't be that hard to get any of us by this point.
Were you surprised seeing the movie after reading the script and then probably doing a lot of stuff in front of blue screens at the time?
I was as surprised. It was.
So you're like, wow. Were you thinking like
it was better than I thought it would be?
Blue screen. What the fuck is?
Was that new technology?
Blue screen was really boring.
Yeah, I would guess.
Just sit there. They did a funny thing, and I think it was in the last one. I was reading, while they lit on the speeders, when we're going through the forest. So they had actually, outtakes of me reading Colette as the speeder
racing through the woods.
Yeah, that was really good. When they had a goodie reel.
Yeah.
Of the Star Wars, I wonder if that exists.
People would love to see that.
Oh man, that was awesome.
They should put that right there.
Outtakes.
Yeah, that would do great.
Yeah, no, there was some. That would be great. That's one thing I wish they did have.
What was the first? Because you had this image of being this. You were Princess Leia. What was the first public indication that things are there's something not like? What was your first public embarrassment or however you want to say it, or fuck up or?
You mean
that kind of got you in the tabloids and yeah that in not a positive way.
People
not fitting the mold of Princess Leia, where everybody
people were looking, going, "Wow, she's unraveling."
Like when Charlie Sheen first got busted with a hooker, we were like, "Wow."
Yeah. I wasn't ever busted. I wasn't really a spectacle till in my 20s.
They didn't find you naked in a bush somewhere.
Not that I know of.
Okay. I think you pretty much outed yourself as somebody that was
I went into rehab at 28.
Wild. 28, okay.
So, and really, I didn't really abuse everything until, so it was like between 22 and 28 was when I...
Yeah, well, you were hanging out with a pretty fast crowd there, weren't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Fast and dead.
John Belushi, yeah. Dan Aykroyd, obviously. Yeah.
Dead. Crew-wise.
Well, that whole SNL, that
SNL scared the shit out of everybody. We all were waiting to see what John died of, hoping it wasn't the drug we were on.
Oh, really? Shit.
Did you guys know that he was going to go too far?
Of course we knew he would, yes.
I mean,
John was
it was legendary even at the time when all that was going down. Everyone was
concerned. Danny used to call him the black hole in space, because if you put anything near him, food, drugs, whatever,
just suck it out.
Gone.
Holy jeez.
So that was actually when I first did LSD, was on the Blues Brothers set, and
wow, really?
there were all these policemen around, and we thought they were extras. They were the police. So,
and you're all fucked up.
Yes. Very.
Oh my
God. But
LSD
John
on the set. Wow.
And John just he also Danny called him America's guest, because he could just go up to anyone's house and go, "Listen, can I use your TV?" because something's on. You know, he just
everybody.
That guy.
One time he wanted to go with me to Disneyland. I said, there is no fucking way that would be fun because you are the Matterhorn. But he actually